What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And quick reminder, we did a early by 1 week episode of Plus Club. Make sure to check that out. We had beaten the games already. For scheduling purposes, we did it early. But feel free to keep playing those games, obviously, and then come back and let us know whenever you're ready. Play those games and let us know what you thought of them and find out what we thought of them. Which was, those games were Journey and Lords of the Fallen. And check out that episode if you want to see Josh get pissed off real easy. It was funny. But anyway, we have four topics to get into. So, for the first bit of news, Titanfall 2 will have a mode called Coliseum where you can fight people one-on-one. And to access this, you have to earn tickets. You get tickets by playing multiplayer, but you can also get these by buying like Mountain Dew, Doritos, and these also will give you XP bonuses. The appeal to the one-on-one Coliseum mode is you can earn like skins, dog tags, stuff like that, cosmetic items, which is kind of an interesting thing. I haven't really seen this in a game. What do you guys think about essentially the one-on-one fighting that you have to earn to get into, the things you can get as rewards for that, and the Mountain Dew Dorito promotion?
This kind of reminds me of when you're playing, like, let's say Call of Duty, and you're doing really well, and some guy's like 1v1 me, bro. This is literally that. Like, you can,
and you have some tickets saved up.
Yeah,
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, people literally used to do that all the time, especially like I remember Black Ops 1, the original. Like, I'd be kicking some dude's ass, and he's like, "Oh, you fucking suck." I'm like, "You fucking suck." Blah blah blah. And they're like, "1v1 me, bro. Fucking bring your friends. They can watch." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "I'll fucking wreck you, dude." So
that's what this is.
It's definitely fueling that, and you can fuel your rage with gamer fuel apparently, but
not promoted.
Yeah, no. I mean, you can give us money, Pepsi, or whoever the hell owns Doritos and shit. Any other thoughts, though, aside from what this mode could be used for?
I mean, it is, I think, just a pure competitive mode because it is 1v1. I think it is, you are in the Titans, I believe, when you do this mode.
I would assume so. It'd be weird if you started out 1v1ing somebody on foot and then earning your Titan.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of weird.
So, and other than that, I mean, it's another mode. So, I mean, as we say all the time, more features is always a good thing.
Yep.
So, and that they're not making it only a cross-promotion thing, I'm happy about. Because a little worried when I first read about it.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I kind of agree with you guys. I think at first it's going to be like my e-peen is bigger than your e-peen kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think eventually it'll probably evolve to having more people like trying to be like this prestige thing. Like, look at all the stuff I've got from beating all these people one-on-one. And yeah, that's still kind of an e-peen thing. But it's going to be less of the rage, like, oh, fuck you, I'm better than you, fuck you, 1v1 me shit. And it's like, okay, let's do this. You're really good, I'm really good. Let's do this head on.
Yep.
Yeah.
As far as the cross-promotion thing with like the Doritos, Mountain Dew,
Well, they've done
Cliche.
before when they
It's
originally
cliche.
made Call of Duty.
yeah.
And with the e-peen thing, if I can call it that, I guarantee with all these type of games, there's typically stats of how many wins and loses you have. I guarantee there'll be a section in your stats of the one-on-one matches,
Oh, yeah.
and this will be for bragging rights.
Yeah.
I've 1v1'd, 20 people and haven't lost a match. Be like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. And I'm a competitive dude, so I see value in that. That's cool. But as for me, I'm not a 1v1 type guy. I don't really enjoy doing it. I do believe it does kind of show skill a bit, but also some things can go wrong there, and that person may never fight you one-on-one again and be like, I'm better than you. It's just, it's boring. I like team-based stuff. I like doing objectives and stuff like that, so I just don't have a whole lot of want for this. But I do think it's neat that you have to access it through tickets. That's kind of an interesting feature. I don't know, well, games have come a long way. You can't really set up a server and just do one-on-one. It's weird. It seems like we're taking a step back. But it's cool, and I like the idea that you earn special things from that mode. Hopefully it's just based off participation, not wins.
It's going to be off wins, you know it.
Well, maybe it'll up your chance of getting stuff by wins.
I bet it's going to be solely based on who wins and gets the items.
Or
Or
maybe
probably
they-
going to have a point system depending on how much you win. They're going to get more points to earn these items. It's how it works in League of Legends.
Well, yeah, but I'm thinking like when it comes to dog tags, or what they're calling in this, or call tags, or whatever. Call of Duty has those, and you get them for specific things. So I guarantee your first time you win a 1v1, you're going to get a dog tag for that. And then for participating in it, if you've lost, you're probably going to get one like initiate or something like that.
Sure.
And then you'll probably get one for like killing 10 guys, 20 guys, stuff like that. So I think that's going to be a thing. As for skins, stuff like that, I would hope it'd be based off of, percentages and just participating. It would suck if it's based off wins. But eventually, if you keep doing it, maybe it'll be based off the amount of wins you get. I digress, though, into speculating. It's cool. It's neat. It's interesting. These guys are the guys who created, all the great Call of Duties, so they're always coming up with really cool ideas. So I trust them in this. The Mountain Dew Doritos promotion thing, I don't give a fuck. I don't really indulge in either of those, and I'm not going to buy them for a little bit of extra experience because they're going to do double XP weekends anyway. I can wait for that. And I'm definitely not buying that shit to go 1v1 people because I'm not even that interested in it. So. I think that's about it, though, for that topic.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the second topic.
So for our second story, Blizzard's Battle.net is going to officially not be the name anymore after, I believe, a decade now of using that name. The reason for this, essentially, they feel that their services have evolved past online multiplayer, and with the introduction of things like streaming and voice chat, they want to focus more on calling them essentially Blizzard services. So you're going to have like Blizzard Voice, Blizzard Streaming, Blizzard Launcher, and stuff like that. How do you guys feel about a decade-long, I don't even know what word to use for that, essentially just going away and becoming something new?
Well, the whole like rebranding of Battle.net is what I'm going to call it. Is interesting because it is very grounded. It's been around for a long time. I can't think of it being called anything other. But that they are diving into new features, social features, streaming, stuff like that, which is interesting to see. It makes sense in kind of creating this like across the board global brand for all their features. Blizzard streaming, Blizzard blah blah blah. It makes sense. Originally, when I heard about this, I heard that it was going to be called Blizzard Tech, and I thought that was the dumbest thing I heard in my life because I was like, this is stupid. But we found out otherwise. So that kind of changed my mind. I think it makes sense. It's weird. It's different that they're changing it, but it makes complete sense. They are Blizzard, and all their stuff is proprietary Blizzard tech. So it makes sense to me, and I don't think it really hurts it too much. I mean, people are going to at first be kind of weirded out by it, but they'll get over it quickly. I mean, Blizzard fans are some of the most dedicated fans out there, so I don't think they're going to care as long as it doesn't change any of the services. I think it's cool.
I think you pretty much nailed it with saying the dedicated fan base. I mean, Blizzard could come to their house, slap them in the face, and they'd be like upset because it hurts, but then they'd be like, but Blizzard did it, so it's all right.
Cataclysm.
They must have had a plan. That's why they did it.
So, I mean, I like Blizzard stuff, but I do think the fan drive towards them is a little ridiculous sometimes.
No, don't piss people off. They fucking
Well, no, I mean,
downvote us to hell.
I like Blizzard games. I'm just not going crazy for them like people do. So
Yeah. Well, regardless of that, though, I mean, like the branding, though, like
sure. I mean, it
doesn't upset you. You're not stoked for it. You just kind of
like you had said when it was worded as Blizzard Tech.
That's originally what I heard, and I was like,
it seemed like such a silly name. I was like, that's such a almost like a step backwards. But after hearing, it was essentially just taking Blizzard Tech and naming it after themselves.
You're indifferent?
I'm indifferent at this point. Yeah. So,
Chris.
I think it's just a natural process of a corporation. I mean, you have these little things like Battle.net that evolve over time and acquire more properties and things like that. So they just need to reinvent the name of it because it might not fit anymore. I mean, Battle.net seems to be something that's only involved in just internet stuff. And I get that like all their stuff is online, but streaming is online. But it's still like something more diverse and it's more broad and it gives them more room to breathe and explore their IP, or not IP, but their
properties.
Thank you. I mean, who knows how far they're going to go with this? They could even take it further. I mean, when you were listing off what they do, they're like, why don't they just make phones at this point? Blizzard phones.
Yeah. Well, with
Blizzard
Activision
Mobile.
too, I'm sure they would love to do that. That's the thing too, is now that they're branching out and they're allowing you to like stream on Facebook, people who don't even play these games are now going to be seeing these games, and I guarantee it's going to say Blizzard streaming somewhere on there. Mm-hmm. So now they're advertising their company. Simplicity. It makes sense completely. And I think that's really what they're going for. I think they already got their fucking fan base. It's there. And it's growing because there's new gamers all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like this is now allowing allowing them, onto their Facebook now. People who might not even play Blizzard games go, well, that game looks kind of fun. Who makes that? Oh, Blizzard.
It's a really good marketing ploy,
Yeah,
really.
it's simplifying.
They don't have to spend money anymore making commercials. They don't have to spend a dime anymore making
Yeah.
commercials. They can just wait and rely on people streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Though that's not going to happen.
Well, of course not. But
Oh, sad. Have you seen their commercials? They are crispy.
yeah, they are.
But overall, I think we're all kind of in agreement that I don't think any of us are excited for it. I don't think any of us hate it. It makes sense completely.
No, I mean, the only time I hated it is with the original story. And then once it was a little more clear,
Yeah.
at that point I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even like the name changes, like oh god, this fucking sucks. It works. It makes sense. And yeah, I'm excited to see what other new features they do with the whole social aspects.
Yeah.
Third bit news.
So, From Software, known for the Soul series and Bloodborne, have multiple times now said that, at least Miyazaki has said he's done with the Soul series. But
As we've covered before.
Which we've covered before. But in a roundtable interview, they did mention officially they are working on an Armored Core title, which I'm sure all three of us are excited for.
So excited.
And they are working on a new IP as well, which the only information they even remotely had on it was that it was a weird game, and by weird, the genre was weird. And that's all they had on that. So that's, I mean, there's not a lot we're really, I think, going to be able to talk about on that. But what do you guys think about, obviously, new Armored Core officially announced?
Really fucking excited. I love Armored Core. It's probably one of my favorite series of all time, outside of 5. 5 was an interesting idea that wasn't executed well. Them trying to take it online and make it like this almost global MMO, do missions with your friends and compete with other company type things, was an interesting idea, but it just didn't feel like fucking Armored Core. All the mechs were simplified and shitty looking and stuff like that, and it just kind of lost the essence of that kinetic, fast-paced, or slow-paced, depending on how you build your mech, being the Gran Turismo fucking mech games feel, and I really miss it. 4 Answer was fucking amazing, and I'd love to see an Armored Core on PS4 looking fucking crispy as fuck with a lot of customization. I'm excited for that.
I'm stoked. My brother and my dad used to play, I think it was 2,
Mm-hmm.
endlessly.
2 is great.
For hours and hours upon end, just reconstructing and reconfiguring mechs. I think I even played story mode. We just literally built mechs and battled against each other.
What's your preferred kind of mech?
I need something really fast. I
Me
needed
too.
the mobility.
I like to have a sword and like a SMG. Because
I like having SMGs.
I dash around a lot while doing damage. And I'll run in and hit them and just murder them. I'll fuck.
I think I
people up in
preferred
that
the
game.
spider leg mechs.
Ooh, see, I didn't do that either. I had the real light legs as well.
Yeah.
But instead of an SMG, I did the sword things well, but I think I used a shotgun. So
Yeah, I've done dual shotguns before too, and just fucking unload it on people.
yeah. No, I mean, an Armored Core now, especially with the huge success they keep having, I really hope they can take some of that magic and bring it to the Armored Core series again. I'm gonna laugh though if they're like just blatant Souls systems now.
That'd be interesting. I mean, I think it'd be welcome. They obviously built an empire with the Dark Souls series, and it'd be really, really unfortunate for them to not, in some way, carry that on.
Right.
Even though Armored Core came first, kind of.
You're not gonna find bonfires. You're gonna find garages.
Yeah, maybe.
God.
I just hope with Armored Core they take it back to 4 Answer and before, and not with the 5. There's a lot of cool online ideas they could use from 5, but the core game itself I hope goes back to these missions you play with the multiplayer aspect of being. It'd be great if you do co-op. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be fucking awesome with different mechs.
I'll say this about any fucking game out there, but I almost wish for like a hub-based game in the same vein as stuff like Vindictus or Phantasy Star. You have your
It's like my
character.
favorite types of games.
You can meet up with your friends. You can either choose to do versus stuff against each other. You can go do, player versus AI arena type stuff. You can go actually do like missions with people. I think that would just
Warframe and mechs.
pretty much. I mean, I think that would completely benefit Armored Core a lot. But I mean, like I said before, these guys have been on fire lately. So I mean, I'm not going to tell them how to make a game. I'm completely not qualified for that.
As for the weird genre game, we were talking earlier and joking about making Souls dating sims and Souls racing games where if you crash, you gotta run back to your car as a soul or whatever and collect your fucking points or whatever, the money you have, your tickets, your pink slips.
Aldrich is waiting for your call.
Yeah. Hot souls in your local area, waiting to get your hit points or hit boxes. But yeah, I don't know. I can't even speculate on this. To me, I think it'd be funny if they're like, we're not making Souls anymore. We're making a new weird game, and it's like fucking, I don't know, Darkborn, and it's just like it's not Souls, but it's like Bloodborne. It's fucking something slightly different. It's got shotguns in it, and a great game.
Yeah. Like Dark Souls, but with rainbows and hearts. And
Yeah, make like a bright, fluffy Dark Souls where everyone's like wiffle ball bats and shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Nerf
Play the
guns.
fuck out of that game.
That'd be dope. All right. Any last words on a new Armored Core and any speculation on that new weird game?
No speculation whatsoever, and we've already said it. I'm excited for an Armored Core game.
Yeah.
All right. On to the fourth bit of news. The game by hi-rez Studios, Paladins, is under a little bit of controversy. People are making comparisons to Overwatch, saying it's copying it completely. And stick around this week. We'll be doing a video on a trailer for it, talking about what we think of what it looks like and how it compares to Overwatch. But yeah, people are talking about this, and a lot of people are upset, saying that it's completely ripping it off. And some people are saying, this is a genre now, and they're just kind of doing what everybody else is doing. A lot of people are saying it's what Team Fortress 2 started, essentially, and Overwatch, Battleborn, and this game are all taking after it. To read a quick quote on this, hi-rez Studios has said, where is it at? When Overwatch was announced, we were shocked and not sure what direction to take. We were already so far along with Paladins, but we didn't want to compete directly against Blizzard. We initially tried to find different ways to differentiate on gameplay, but the feedback from our tests, stats, and surveys showed that only a small part of our population was enjoying the style of game. In the end, we said screw it and just made what we thought best and closest to our original version or vision, even if people would think it's close to Overwatch. Now, so they admit that it's similar, but they claim that they have been doing this just as long, if not longer, than Overwatch. They said it came from Global Agenda, which is a game that came out about 10 years ago, and ideas from that just kind of flourished into this. So what do you guys think, because I'm fucking rambling, what do you guys think of the comparison? Do you think it's fair to say it's ripping off Overwatch, a game that could be argued ripped off Team Fortress 2? Do you think it's fair? Do you understand where people are coming from? Do you not agree with it?
I don't think it's fair comparison. I understand where people are coming from because it's similarities. It's
very close.
Some very close things, but they're making like this game type now, and it's gonna have a set standard like platformers. Mario was like pretty much what everybody would think of as the original platformer, but then you have Sonic as well, which is around the same time. And is that a ripoff? I don't hear anybody calling Sonic a ripoff of Super Mario.
There's so many platformers too that people love.
So many, yeah. And I don't hear anybody, unless it's like a blatant ripoff of something else, complaining about it. So I think it's unfounded that people are bitching. And competition has this weird way of bringing the best out of businesses when it comes to things like this. Like the more IPs there are of similar stature, the better some of them are going to be because they have to be better. I think Overwatch right now kind of has only to worry about Team Fortress 2 and really doesn't really have much to worry about with that because it's so much older. I think it'd be a good thing for the community overall.
Yeah. Sure.
I think you pretty much said almost everything I was thinking, minus I actually found more similarities between this game and Battleborn than I did with Overwatch.
Same.
But it also has things from MOBAs, and like you said, it's when you're developing genres like this. I mean, we just talked about this with Souls being a genre type, and how there's so many similarities between even Souls, Neo, and Lords of the Fallen, but they have enough differences to kind of hold their own. I haven't played Paladins. I can't speak for it. I've played Team Fortress 2. I've played Overwatch, and I've played Battleborn. There are plenty of similarities. There are plenty of differences. They feel like different games, right? I have a feeling that Paladins, though it will probably have a lot of similarities, will probably still feel like a different game, though. So.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm pretty much on the same page as you guys. My biggest thing with this is this game, watching it instantly, the first thing I thought of, it's an amalgamation of so many different games. That's what it is. It is blatantly taking after popular things in other games, and I think there's completely room for that. That's fine. I mean, as long as they do it well and it's fun, that's the point. It's the point of games. If you play and you enjoy it, it's fine. They're taking after MOBAs, they're taking after Battleborn, they're taking after Overwatch, Team Fortress, they're taking after their own games, they're taking after Global Agenda. I mean, these guys made Tribes Ascend. Tribes has been around forever and was super innovative. So, I mean, these guys have a pedigree already in making games that are just fucking fun. Tribes isn't the first, sci-fi game ever, but it did a bunch of things that were inventive. I feel like, people like Smite quite a bit. I've barely played it, so I don't know how it stacks up with MOBAs. But these guys just are in the field of making fun games that people want to keep playing. It's a free-to-play game, so you're not, wasting money on a game that could potentially just be a ripoff. I don't know. It seems like a fun game that they're just taking ideas from everything that people enjoy. I mean, there's fucking horses in the game. That's not in any other games like this aside from MOBAs. So it's
only some MOBAs.
Exactly, and so it's just interesting. I'm actually going to be playing this game this week. Hopefully, doing a gameplay video on it with our impressions of the trailer. So I'll have a better opinion on it in that sense. But as of visually how it looks, it just looks like the rest of them. They're all just kind of part of this genre. I don't think it's doing anything different than the rest of them.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? People are going to hate this, I'm sure. What Terra is in the MMO world.
Yeah.
Terra feels like a bunch of different MMOs mashed into one to me.
Oh, it doesn't have an identity to me.
The only thing it was really trying to do that I felt was super different at all, and I don't think they nailed it very well, was the action-y combat.
Mm-hmm.
Which is essentially just normal combat from MMOs.
Where you have to keep a cursor on people.
Where you're looking at them, yeah. I think other people have done it better.
Blade Soul does better.
Blade Soul does it way better.
But this feels like the same kind of thing. It's enough that it's going to draw people to it. I think the similarities are going to actually be helpful for it in that regard, because that's definitely what helps Terra. I mean, Terra, you literally hop in, you make whatever kind of character you want because you can. So,
yeah. And like I said before, this is a free-to-play game too, so I mean, you're getting that same kind of gameplay you expect from Overwatch and Team Fortress 2, but for free. There's room for that. It creates a more diverse market where people have to innovate to stay up and keep their games interesting, and more competition's better. If it was just Overwatch that it was out there, that's boring. Let's get more games out there, and let's get people fucking thinking of new ways to reinvent the genre and build it up. I mean, that's where I'm at. I typically don't judge games that are similar to other games based off of that. I like the idea of taking good ideas and making them better. I mean, it's competitive, it's innovative, and hopefully hi-rez doesn't just have a blank shooter that just looks like the rest of the games. Hopefully there's some really cool ideas in it, and I'll find out when I play it.
Well, and the last thing I want to throw out there too, I had kind of said it before we recorded. As of recording this, there's no lawsuit.
Really good point.
It can't be that similar. Blizzard's lawyers would be all over that. So
Activision, Blizzard, they'd be all over that shit. So obviously there's not a real problem if there's nothing legal going on with it.
Yeah.
But again, I think, if this game was in development since 2012 or whatever, and Overwatch was also in development around that time, they don't really have a case.
Yeah.
So they're both in development at the same time. And I mean, companies all the time, phone companies, hear about what the other companies are doing, and they do the same thing on their fucking phones. It's just competition. Just two different people in the same genre. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have on that. Anything left?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think it's a complete ripoff? Do you think it's okay? Do you think it's this in some way strengthens the genre that's growing crazy? Let us know. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Game. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Game. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. And yeah, again, thank you. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And until later this week, we'll be doing Taste Cast and more on Paladins. Take it easy, guys.